Family, can an orange peel reveal the quality of your relationship with that significant other?
We must face the moment of truth, baby.
Let's get into it here at 180 Truth. Thank you for being here at 180 Truth. Please continue to support the channel and get me a cup of coffee by going to simplyaviance.com, where you can get some fresh gear about faith, about coffee, about worship, men, women, seasonal gear. Listen, you sign up today. Guess what? You get 25% off your first order. Orders over $100, free shipping. Family, simplyaviance.com. Family, welcome back to 180 Truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I don't know about you, but listen, the Word of God says to test the spirits, and the reality of it is we be testing folks to find out if they're the one. Well, is this the test? My name is Dr. Honorio Chaparro. I am your brother minister, so please hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I don't publish a lot, so I would love to stay in touch with you. Go ahead, leave a comment, and please share this video because I want to get into it here with regards to this orange peel theory that went viral, but I want to listen in and get you to talk to me about it. Let's go.
Everybody's talking about the orange peel theory. If you don't know what that is, the orange peel theory basically describes that when your partner does an act of service for you, that's something that you are perfectly capable of doing on your own. And this is for really small stuff like...
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. I be completely honest with you. I came from a place before my wife and I met, and when my wife and I were getting to know each other, I came from a place where I had been with people who I didn't feel at the time really served me. I think when we think about love languages, we're thinking about, if you remember that book, The 5 Love Languages, or they even have an assessment online, those love languages of service, gift giving, physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation. Well, service is one of them, and we want somebody to notice us, to see us. It's not that great of a movie, but I remember a scene just comes to mind of the movie where, I think it was called Stomp the Yard, and there's a scene in it where she realizes that he notices everything about her, and the guy that she was with, well, he didn't even know her favorite color. He didn't care about her favorite color because, well, she was just a trophy to him. She was just an adornment to his life. So I remember when I met my wife, one of the things that impressed me was she was looking out. She was attentive. She saw what I needed. She was proactive. She engaged. Man, I got to tell you that, well, we're married going on 23 years.
Like, for example, peeling an orange. Let's say that for whatever reason, I hate peeling my oranges, but I really like oranges. I ask my partner, hey babe, would you mind peeling this orange for me? And they can either respond with, of course, love, like not a problem at all. Or they can say, no, you are perfectly capable of peeling that orange yourself. Or maybe my partner already knows that I really don't like citrus and has the orange already peeled and prepared for me. Either way, their response is indicative of much bigger things than just merely peeling an orange. Because
right, it's about attentiveness, it's about care, about a spirit of service.
Even just a super tiny thing like that reveals so much about their attitude toward you and your relationship. So much about relationships is the small things, because the small things make up the big things.
And over time, it is very difficult to maintain the small things, maintaining the fire. Why? Because familiarity breeds contempt. And familiarity in a relationship, or when the relationship sometimes gets too hot too quickly, well, and after a while, stuff happens, you start doing small things. You stop it. And that's where a lot of relationships can get hurt. It's not that you are doing something bad. You simply stop doing the things that built the relationship, because those things maintain the relationship.
I'm sure we've all been in that relationship where we feel like we're literally having to practically beg on our hands and knees for someone to just get us flowers or pick up dinner for us.
Well, if you're married, go to counseling.
On the way home when they know we've had a bad day. Or cutting the corners of our sandwich for us because they know we don't like the crust. We all know in that situation, it was never about the freaking flowers. It's the acknowledgement and the feeling of being taken care of and cherished, and the feeling that someone really, really knows you. And in a relationship,
women need to be cherished. Women need to be cherished. Men need to be respected. The way that men continue to maintain that respect, well, you do it in part by doing some of these little things. And when a woman acts, those acts of service, a man takes it like, oh, she respects me, she values me, vice versa.
Relationship, you should never have to beg for that. It doesn't matter if their love language isn't acts of service. I feel like this theory really captures why my husband is so unlike any other dude that I've dated in the past, and just like his way of cherishing and loving me, because he is like the orange peel theory poster child. He does little things every single day without me ever having to ask for them, because he genuinely likes the way that I light up when he does them. He does all of our cooking. Side note, I am really bad at cooking. But he used to just tell me that he did it because he finds cooking calming and therapeutic, and he just like enjoys doing it, which I think to some degree is true. But the other day I asked him, like, hey, do you want me to cook dinner this week at all? And he was like, no, I just like being helpful. I just like doing this so that you can take time to focus on those things that you need to.
Their relationship, unique to them, it sounds to me like they had great chemistry. They obviously connected, and he actually, even though she diminished the acts of service, he sounds like that's a big love language of his.
To finish at the end of the day, like, it helps you be less stressed. I just like seeing you at ease when I come home. Now maybe it's because my cooking really is that but I think also it's just his way of expressing love and taking care of me. It reminds me of this psychology study that kind of surfaced around TikTok a while ago, relating to bids for attention and affection. This guy essentially studied couples throughout their lifetimes and found that the key indicator for couples staying together the longest and having a fruitful relationship is this aspect of bids for affection and attention, and whether or not those bids for affection and attention were well received by the other partner. Again, the small stuff. It's that bird trend you've seen everybody doing on TikTok, where you go, oh my gosh, babe, look at that bird, look how pretty it is. And they either are sitting there.
And that requires somebody who knows how to empathize, who's genuinely interested in you, so that when you turn and you look, maybe, again, for me, I'm always captivated by birds. So I literally do this all the time. Like, look at this, especially now that I'm in Florida. Look at that one, look at this one, look at this one. My beautiful wife, well, she admires nature, she loves beauty. But I think a big part of why she keeps looking in those directions that I'm staring off into is because she's connected. She wants to connect with me.
On their phone and like, whatever, and not responding to you. Or they stand up and say, oh my gosh, babe, where? What kind? Again, all this stuff sounds so small and so silly, but it reveals so much. Like, your partner might not stand up and say, oh my god, what does the bird look like every single time that you point out a bird? I mean, nobody's perfect. In the study, not everybody was doing that all the time, every single time. But it reveals that attitude from your partner of interest, of wanting to know and be a part of something that makes them happy or excited, and of wanting to do things for someone to see them happy, even if it inconveniences you, or even if there's nothing in it for you. Because that
spirit of self-sacrifice. And the reality of it is, if you're sacrificing, you're investing, you're serving, you're loving, you're being attentive to your spouse, it benefits you.
That, at the end of the day, is true, raw, unconditional love. I mean, today we might be talking about orange peels and birds, but tomorrow it's probably going to be something far greater.
All right, so let's take a look at some of these comments, which are pretty hilarious. Someone says, what do you do for him? Seems all about you, smiley face. So that person's being snarky. Listen, she's going on about what her husband does for her as those examples, and I've shared what, well, my beautiful wife does for me as examples. And so here we have it. Someone else says, mine peeled my orange and ate it. I think that's hilarious. Again, listen, family, don't compare your relationship to others. Don't compare your relationship even to the orange peel theory. The reality of it is that, yeah, you know what? You might be married to someone who might not be that attentive that way, but they might serve you in others. Again, I think this orange peel theory really emphasizes the love language of service, which needs to be learned by a lot of us, practiced intentionally. When she talked about the whole direction of the birds, or I'm looking this way, I'm interested in this, we need couples, they bond over shared activities. They need to do things together, but it may not be that attentive. Like, they may not cut the corners of your sandwich, but they may well be paying the bills, taking care of the kids, and sacrificing and giving in other ways. So yeah, don't end a relationship over the orange peel theory. Don't test your spouse by pointing to a bird, but be attentive. And in fact, what you can do is, instead of just thinking about yourself selfishly, think about how you can practice the orange peel theory. Think about how you can be attentive. Think about how you can practice, okay, what is my spouse paying attention to? They're watching a romance. It's been 7 years since I sat down and watched a romance with my spouse. It's been 3 years since I sat down and watched this Kung Fu movie. Do something together, create shared experiences. Yeah, and in those little things can go a long way. Now, this person said something important. So my dad would always peel the oranges for my mom and me without her asking. Still didn't stop him from cheating on her multiple times. That's horrible. I don't know if this person's just trolling, whatever. So, but if it's true, well, then that is another example of how being holistic, that it's not just the orange peel, it's being holistic, right? So in other words, we don't want to be with somebody who's just going to pay the rent, and we want somebody who's going to be striving to be faithful through and committed to the promises, the vows that were made. This one's funny. Tried the orange peel theory and he said no, and when I tried to do it on my own, he passive aggressively took it from my hand and did it for me. That's a hilarious relationship, family. Well, there are all kinds of comments that are there on her TikTok channel. I just want to emphasize again that Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21 starts off by saying, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Submission isn't just doing what the other person says. Submission is a posture of honor, of dignity, of respect, of knowing how to cherish this other person in their uniqueness. So what do you think of the orange peel theory?
Now you know the truth.
Let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Please share. Let me know what you think. How do you think, what tests do you use for choosing the one that you're investing in? And how might perhaps the orange peel theory help revitalize your current relationship? Let me know. Thank you for being here at 180 Truth. God bless.